We have been telling the federal government that we are hungry, our children are hungry, people cannot afford food again. They thought that we are joking. Now you have seen it yourself, because the United Nations has just released a new report that Nigerian children are the most malnourished in the whole of Africa. And in fact, the second in the world. Nigerian children are the most malnourished children. You see it? Now maybe you will believe it, or you will start rolling out your Onanuga and other, defenders of the government. You see it? Is the United Nations lying? Because anytime people tell you people these things, that people are suffering, are hungry, you will find a report to roll. You will go and get one report or the other from God knows where and show that Nigerians are enjoying. Nigerians' level of living has gone up. People are living better than before. You will start bringing out statistics. Now, United Nations has brought out their statistics. How are you going to debunk this claim? I will not be surprised if tomorrow, those media aides of the president will come out now and start fighting the United Nations, telling them what, trying to find a way to cajole and caricature them of this recent report. But it's not far-fetched. That is what, of course, I expect you people to do. You will never own up to say that, yes, you are sorry to Nigerians for putting us in this mess. You are sorry to Nigerians for making many of our children go to the hospital, suffer sicknesses like diarrhea, like hunger, like cholera, and all diseases that are brought by eating, bad food or unhealthy food, like constipation, kwashiorkor. These sicknesses ravage our country. These sicknesses are ravaging our country right now. And there is no succor. There is no help. There is no succor. There is no help coming. The cost of living is so high in Nigeria today. The cost of living is so high. Families can no longer, afford three square meals is even too much. Like 2 quality meals a day is difficult. How? You go to the market, everything is expensive. Because like we told you, when there's a problem in the country, it affects food. It affects food. When you increase price of fuel, when you take away subsidy, you are increasing, adversely the price of food. And that is how it is. Our farms are no longer farmable because the herdsmen have occupied it. Our farms are no longer, farmable again. Many people have left the farms because the farm settlements that we are managing before all around the country are all infested by crime, infested by kidnappers, infested by herdsmen. So sometimes I wonder how we even manage to feed ourselves in this country. I wonder how I managed to see some trucks, carrying yam, carrying beans from the north coming down to the south of Nigeria. I wonder how we are managing because Nigerians are very strong people. Nigerians are very strong people. Relentless fighters have managed to put food on their tables despite all odds. But it comes at a cost. But it comes at a huge cost, of course, because the prices are high, because there is scarcity of these products. Many farmers have left the farms. Many farmers have left the farms, thereby making only a few people who manage to keep it up, So when we say that there's hunger in the land, there is hunger in the land. President Tinubu, please come out today and do something about this thing. Do something about this thing. We are losing people every day because of little things like a hunger. Hunger that Nigeria never knew anything about before. Hunger that Nigerians were above before. All of a sudden, every money in Nigerian man's pocket now is going into food. Every money in pocket. And still, you can't even feed well. United Nations, please. It's not only children who are hungry. Please do another statistics for adults who are malnourished, because a lot of adults too are malnourished. It looks as if people in the prison are even better than people outside, because at least the people in prison are being fed free food by the government. That's the funny irony of it all. But those people who are outside have to fend for themselves. There is no social security. There is no free food. There is no Sarah anywhere for anybody. If you don't work, you will not eat. Look at our children now. This is a very damning report on our country, a whole giant of Africa. This is a very damning report for our personality, for our integrity. You know, being a Nigerian should mean something. Being a Nigerian should have a value. People should look at us and say, I wish I was a Nigerian. But how would they do that now? Because they see that our children are suffering. Suffering. Perhaps you will not know because, you know, maybe somehow out of touch with the roots, with the masses. There is no longer middle class again in the country. Of course, you know, the middle class were the ones supporting the lower class and the poor. But now there is no longer middle class. There is a super rich and there is the poor and there is the extreme poor. There is no class helping any class again. Everybody's on his own. APC, this is not what you promised. This is not what you promised. APC, if you cannot keep this country together, it's better you hand it over back to people who can. I'm calling upon the Minister of Agriculture. I'm calling upon the Federal Executive Council to hold an executive meeting and declare state of emergency on hunger in Nigeria today. To declare, I'm calling upon the governors of the states, I'm calling upon the commissioners of agriculture of the states to hold a state of emergency on agriculture, on food, on hunger in the country today. Because without food, nobody can survive. And without people who are alive, you have nobody to govern. You have nobody to employ. You have nobody to work in your sites. You have no children, you know, for the future of tomorrow. Are we raising children who are sick for tomorrow? Because most of this, you know, food are necessary for child growth and proper organ, you know, functions. I hope in the next 10, 20 years, we will not start having malnourished adults. Yes, dwarfish looking citizens, you know, because like someone said that recently, it looks as if the height of the average Nigerian will shrink in the next 20, 30 years. And I don't think we will have people who might even cross six feet again because of lack of proteins and minerals and vitamins necessary for growth. And if it continues also, we'll also have a high number of people who fall sick easily in this country in the next 15 to 10 years. Let us do the right things. Let us show that we care about the country. Let leaders of today, of tomorrow, show that we care. Churches, well-known Nigerians, you know, charities, you know, please come out and do what you can do to support the government also. And let's get rid of malnourishment, poverty, hunger in our children. Hunger has no place in the giant of Africa. Hunger has no place in the country that produces the highest oil in Africa. Hunger has no place in the country that has 250 million hardworking people. Hunger has no place in our country. Let's kick out hunger today. Federal government, Tinubu, please let's come together and kick out hunger today from this country and let our children have a better life. I've been your host, Chinedu. Thank you for watching. Till I see you in the next video, like, subscribe, share. Peace.